In this video, I'm going to show you 3 hidden mindsets that hemorrhage your energy levels and stop you from maintaining your health habits and work performance. My name is Morton, host of Time Strapped Health, giving busy professionals and entrepreneurs like you a way to optimize health while you create success. In this video, I share what happens when certain mindsets take over and rob you of your energy. When this happens, your work performance suffers and your ability to exercise well, eat healthily becomes a lot harder. Now be sure to like and subscribe to this channel and ensure you don't miss a video. And if you have any topic you want me to cover, let me know in the comments box below. Now, people frequently get in their own way. You can only think about one thing at a time. And as you think about your past, as you think about your plans for the future, as you think about your performance in your current work environment, your brain has a habitual way of thinking that provides a frame around your worldview. Something I found interesting in the documentary Arnold Schwarzenegger talks about how when he was younger, he would visualize becoming the world bodybuilding champion. What was amazing was when the documentary asked him, "What if you didn't succeed?" Arnold replied, "I don't know. It wasn't in my vision." Arnold aligned his mindset so congruently with his success that anything going against that way of thinking couldn't even enter his awareness. Unfortunately, many don't experience the same level of clarity. The direction they want to go is not clear, their thoughts filled with uncertainty and counter-thinking. All this zaps your energy at a time you want to focus on your pursuits. William Shakespeare once said, "Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt." When I work with busy professionals and entrepreneurs, they are all ambitious. They all want to succeed. How all of them experience some aspect of success in their career. Yet every so often, certain mindsets and ways of thinking come up that slows them down, stops them in their tracks and zaps them of the energy they could be using for more success. So 3 mindsets in particular I find are the most potent in zapping your energy. Now before I tell you the 3 mindsets, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel to ensure you don't miss a video, and if you have any topics you want me to cover, let me know in the comments box below. So number 1, self-doubt. Doubt is largely a future projection. It is thinking about your future and not being sure about the outcome, your ability to achieve the outcome, or the approach you're proposing to achieve it. It would be like Arnold Schwarzenegger visualizing his future and then saying, "Yeah, but these are in America and I'm in Austria, so how are they likely to really happen?" When you doubt yourself on a continual basis, you run the risk of holding back, of never fully going for what you want. Now in the business sense, this could be more frequently described as imposter syndrome. In one survey by KPMG of 750 female executives in high-level roles, they found 75% across a number of industries experience a level of imposter syndrome. In his viral commencement speech, Neil Gaiman described his fear of the fraud police, whom he imagined showing up at his door with a clipboard telling him he has no right to live the life he was living. Self-doubt tends to be associated also with pessimism. And I like the quote by Pulitzer Prize winner Thomas Friedman, who said, "Pessimists are usually right and optimists are usually wrong, but all the great changes have been accomplished by optimists." What this highlights is having doubt is normal and at times useful, but by having it control you, it will zap your energy you have been developing in your career. Number 2, self-pity. Now in 1954, psychologist Julian Rotter came up with a concept called locus of control. Its main premise centered on your explanatory style for events and circumstances in your life. Let's take a simple example. You went for a more senior position in your work but didn't get it. Now an internal locus of control looks at their own role within the situation. In the example, if you had an internal locus of control, you'd be reflecting on how you could have done better, what questions you could have answered more effectively, what you could be doing better next time. An external locus of control looks at the role of external factors within the situation. Again, in this example, you would be saying, well, the interviewer was biased towards a particular candidate, or the traffic was chaos, typical on this important day, as if the universe was conspiring against you. Self-pity can also be described as victimhood, and it is a pervasive energy killer. It is also associated with a term in psychology called learned helplessness, which is a habitual victimhood that will stop you pursuing most things in career and health development. An easy way of noticing victimhood is when you experience a setback where you do notice your attention going in relation to explaining what has happened. Is it on what you did or on an external factor being against you? Number 3, self-criticism. This will be associated with internal dialogue filled with what you have done wrong, about reflection. Whereas self-pity is externally focused, self-criticism is internally focused and tends to be about a past or current focus. This is where your internal dialogue is centered around constant criticism about yourself, which can be called self-image, your abilities, which can be called self-efficacy, or your own value, which can be called self-esteem. A quote that resonates with what I'm saying here is from the poet Maya Angelou, who says, "If I am not good to myself, how can I expect anyone else to be good to me?" Part of that being good is about having an internal dialogue that is encouraging rather than constantly critical, because it is one hell of an energy killer. You can notice this a lot in people who are overly self-deprecating. It's funny occasionally, and it's used well in stand-up comedy, but if you notice it constantly in yourself and others, it's usually a sign of a constant feature of their internal dialogue, and they're hoping for reassurances from others. If you find you are suffering from these energy zapping mindsets, what can you do? Well, here are some solutions. The first is awareness, noticing your own mind. Now, mindfulness goes into this, where you can notice but not react emotionally. Take the third position and give yourself a weekly audit without feeling the need to change. Now, after you've become aware with these mindsets are present, next comes reframing, asking what if the opposite is true? What about thinking about it like this? This is like self-coaching. Just because you think something doesn't mean it is true or can't be altered. Finally, you can engage in counteraction. You can act on the counteraction in a manner you feel comfortable with. So if you say you can't run a 5K, the counter would be, what if I need to do a 5K within 6 months? You are counteracting the self-doubt with a clear action on what to think about instead. Now, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel to ensure you don't miss a video. And if you have any topic you want me to cover, let me know in the comments box below. So as I said, the solutions for those 3 energy mindsets are awareness, reframing, and counteraction. Looking at what you can think instead by countering the mindset that you have that zaps these energies. And in future videos, I'll talk about how when you don't have these constant energy zappers in mind, you can use your energy in a more efficient way to build habits and get a greater sense of health that you can use for better work performances. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.